VE Day was one, you know, everyone went daft, you know. War's over, you know, and I thought, whoa, you know, it's all going to be back to normal, but it wasn't like that at all. But for a few hours we did relax, we had a lot of fun, you know. I remember in the town, people going into the town, Warminster, which is nearest one to Copper where I was stationed, and there were people, there were not enough glasses to fill the beer into the glasses. People were taking £2 jam jars for pints of beer and things like that, you know. And they were lighting fires in the street and all sorts of fun, you know. Here we are.
Street parties in all the streets where all these little kids. I mean, the houses were all terraced houses, and they'd all got, say, you get 4 houses joined, you get an alleyway, you get another 4 houses joined, alleyway. They were just little 2 up and 2 down houses, but there might be perhaps half a dozen children living in that house, and they'd have a street party, and they used to have it in the middle of the road, you see, and how the parents managed to, because they couldn't buy them, they couldn't buy cakes and that, how they managed to make things for those kids to eat, I'll never know.
Yeah.
But the kids used to have balloons and paper hats, and yeah, it was a real party. I mean, all the roads had a street party.
People were friendly, would talk to each other. You know, the sense of common danger, I think, was quite strong. There was a lot of, I was going to say happiness, I don't know whether that's the right word, but we had a lot of fun, both before I joined up and again when I was in the services. There was usually a village dance or a dance at the school. When we were at school, there was always an adult present and no alcohol. But we had a lot of fun, and people came home on leave, and it was always time to celebrate. Not with a lot of alcohol or things, but just a get-together. Somebody would phone up and say, Charlie or somebody's come home on leave, we're having a party, and you would go around. The Astoria Cinema in Ashford had opened in, I think, 1938, and they had a very large upstairs room which that was intended and which did operate as a tea room, because in those days of tea and having tea and that was gone. But it was available for hire, and the local Townswomen's Guild used to meet there.
The American soldiers, the British soldiers to start with, and then the Americans, they went and the Americans came on the scene. And the Americans, and of course the locals used to, in fact my father was one of them, used to organise dances on a Friday night, you know, to keep them happy and they used to bring the ladies in from. The Americans used to go off with their truck and go and get some ladies from in the town and bring them out to the local dance. It was quite good fun. We sort of joined in with that, but it's all a bit of a laugh. But there we go. Now I don't say no more what happened, but there we go.
The social occupations were going to the pictures or dancing. That's all there was. And I was too young to go dancing. But going to the pictures was what? Friday nights and Saturday nights. In the old Astoria, there were always queues outside, come rain or shine. We went to the pictures. And the cinema, in Staines, there were 3 cinemas. Staines was our mecca.
Everybody went silly for a few hours. And then it was back to where we were. Because we realised that the war wasn't over, was it? It still had to soldier on. The atomic bomb hadn't been dropped on Nagasaki or Hiroshima at that time.